In the heart of Tanzania's Serengeti National Park, where endless plains stretch under the scorching sun, the rainy season has begun. Tropical showers have turned dry trails into sticky swamps, complicating life for all inhabitants of the savanna. Abdi, an experienced ranger and conservationist, set off on another patrol with his faithful friend Kwame. Their jeep, covered in a layer of mud, struggled to make its way along the soggy roads. In the morning, an alarming message came over the radio. Local herders had spotted a male rhino stuck in a bog near the Mara River. According to them, the animal had been trapped for 3 days and was running out of strength. Abdi immediately noticed a strange detail. A female rhino was standing next to the swamp, not moving a step, as if guarding her companion. Perhaps it was his mate, waiting for him to get out of trouble. Without wasting any time, Abdi and Kwame headed to the scene. It was raining cats and dogs, pounding on the roof of the jeep, and the road had turned into a mess. The wheels were spinning, but the men didn't give up, knowing that every minute counted. When they reached the swamp, they saw a heartbreaking sight. A huge male rhino, half submerged in the mud, was breathing heavily, his sides trembling with exhaustion. The female stood aside, her eyes expressing alarm, but she did not move, watching closely what was happening. Abdi, accustomed to working with wild animals, carefully descended to the swamp. The mud sucked at his boots. Each step was difficult, but he moved slowly so as not to scare the rhino. Meanwhile, Kwame took a sturdy rope out of the jeep, realizing that it would not be easy to pull out such a massive animal. The male rhino was weakened but still dangerous. One wrong move, and he could panic and charge at the people. Abdi, relying on his many years of experience, moved smoothly, talking quietly to the rhino to calm it down. He noticed how the female slowly approached, as if assessing whether the humans posed a threat to her partner. Kwame, standing by the jeep, signaled to be careful as rain poured down on his face. Abdi managed to tie the rope around the rhino's body, trying not to hurt it. The rope was secured to the jeep, and Kwame started the engine. "Let's go, slowly," Abdi shouted, checking the knots. Kwame gently pressed the gas pedal, and the jeep began to pull. The wheels slipped in the mud, splashing mud everywhere. But the rope held. The rhino, sensing the tension, began to resist, instinctively trying to break free. Abdi and Kwame coordinated their actions, shouting commands to each other to synchronize their efforts. The rope creaked, stretching to its limit, and the rain continued, complicating visibility. After an exhausting 20 minutes of struggle, the rhino finally began to free itself. Its massive body slowly slid out of the mud, and it staggered onto solid ground. The rhino was breathing heavily, mud dripping from its sides, but it was free. The female immediately ran up to him, touching his horn with hers, as if to calm him down. Abdi untied the rope, carefully examining the animal. Fortunately, apart from exhaustion and hunger, there were no serious injuries. Kwame took a veterinary kit out of the jeep. They gave the rhino a glucose solution to restore its strength, and a vitamin injection to support its immune system. The rhino, as if understanding their concern, snorted quietly and closed its eyes. The female, calmed down, stood nearby, occasionally touching his side. Satisfied that the rhino was okay, Abdi and Kwame stepped back, giving the animal space. The rain was still pouring down, but their hearts were warm with the knowledge that they had saved a life. 2 rhinos stood side by side, touching each other with their horns, and this sight touched the men deeply. They wiped the dirt off their hands, got into the jeep, and drove back. On the way, Abdi said thoughtfully, "We need to put up more signs and barriers during the rainy season. If we hadn't made it in time, he would be gone now." Kwame nodded and added, "This isn't just about saving one rhino. It's about saving part of our savanna." 5 months have passed. The rainy season has given way to the dry season, and the Serengeti savanna has been transformed. Golden grass rustled under the wheels of the jeep, and the sun beat down mercilessly. Abdi and Kwame continued to patrol the area, checking water holes and watching animals seeking shade under the sparse acacia trees. That day, they were driving along a dusty trail when a cheetah suddenly leaped out of the tall grass. Its eyes burned, and its growl sent a chill down the men's spines. Cheetahs usually avoid cars, but this one was acting strangely, aggressively chasing the jeep. Kwame pressed the gas pedal, trying to get away, but the cheetah kept up, its paws flashing at incredible speed. "What's wrong with it?" Abdi shouted, grabbing the handrail as the jeep bounced over the bumps. Dust rose in a thick cloud, obscuring their view. The cheetah was already very close, and Kwame began to panic, realizing that if the predator jumped onto the jeep, the situation would become critical. Suddenly, heavy footsteps sounded in the distance, and a cloud of dust heralded the appearance of something massive. Abdi turned around and froze. A huge rhino was charging straight at them, its horn lowered menacingly. Kwame shouted, "Brake, it's going to ram us." But at the last moment, the rhino veered sharply, bypassing the jeep, and rushed towards the cheetah. The cheetah froze, letting out a furious roar, but the rhino did not retreat. It snorted, stamping its feet, its massive figure inspiring fear. Realizing that its opponent was too strong, the cheetah turned and disappeared into the thicket at lightning speed. The rhino stopped, snorting and looking around, as if making sure the threat had passed. Abdi and Kwame, breathing heavily, exchanged glances. Abdi looked closely at the rhino, noticing familiar marks on its horn and scars on its side. "Kwame, it's him, the same rhino we saved," Abdi whispered, not believing his eyes. Kwame, still trembling from the adrenaline, nodded. He recognized us. He was protecting us. The rhino stood a few meters away from the jeep, its gaze calm but attentive. It seemed to be sure that the cheetah would not return, and slowly turned away, walking toward the horizon. Abdi raised his hand as if in gratitude, and the rhino snorted in response as if saying goodbye. The men sat in silence until the dust settled. Kwame finally exhaled. "I never thought an animal could show its gratitude like that." Abdi smiled as he watched the rhino walk away. "This is the Serengeti. Here, nature speaks to us if we know how to listen." They started the jeep and slowly drove back, still discussing the incredible event. On the way, they felt a mixture of relief and pride. That day confirmed for them that there is a connection between humans and wildlife that cannot be explained in words. Back at camp, Abdi and Kwame shared the story with their colleagues. Everyone was amazed, and the story of the rhino's rescue and gratitude quickly spread throughout the park. This story became a symbol of hope and a reminder that caring for nature comes back 100-fold. As the sun set behind the horizon, painting the savannah in crimson tones, Abdi and Kwame stood at the camp gate, looking out over the endless expanse of the Serengeti. In their hearts, they were confident that their work was meaningful, and that their connection with nature was what made their lives complete. Thank you for reading this story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to support us by liking and subscribing to our channel.